Let's just start out by your territory, the NFC West, where our listeners love to live. Let's take it down the line. Vegas has some predictions out there. They got the Niners at over under 11.5, the Rams at over under 8.5 wins, the Seahawks over under 7.5. That might be a little light. And then the Cardinals at 6.5. Richard, what are your thoughts of the NFC West? Who's taken the crown this season?
Well, Mitchell, it's gonna be a dogfight, much more than it has been the last couple of years. Obviously, the Rams surprised a lot of people last year with how well they played. Sean McVay, Raheem, they did a great job with that team, a very young team. Puka Nacua came out of nowhere. They played really well defensively, but now, you're not going to have Aaron Donald. You're going to have Stafford another year older. How's Cooper Kupp's health? He had a down year-ish last year. Can Puka Nacua repeat? Kyron Williams was a revelation last year. Can he continue? Those are the questions they need to answer if they're going to have success in this conference. I got them right around what Vegas has them at, Mitchell. 8.5 wins, 8 wins, 9 wins, just over a winning season, maybe sneak into the playoffs at the end. Sean McVay obviously is going to draw it up well. They're going to have a good chance, but starting out in Detroit is going to be tough. It's going to be tough to go out there and win with the way Detroit is built, the way Dan Campbell has built this team, this culture, the way this community has gotten behind them, Mitchell. There's a lot of positive energy coming out of Detroit, and they have a really good team. Let's not say it's all good energy out there winning these ball games. They have a really good team. They're paying their guys. Amon-Ra St. Brown got paid. Penei Sewell got paid. Defensively, they filled some holes with Carlton Davis at the corner spot. They drafted well. Branch will be better. Hutchinson will be better. I think this is going to be a really tough out for anybody going to Detroit or playing them on the road, either way. But I do think the San Francisco 49ers have a really good chance to win this division again. I think the Seattle Seahawks are going to give them a run for their money in a dogfight, especially with the scheme that Mike Macdonald has. They had a lot of trouble with it when he was in Baltimore. Obviously, this is a different place, different personnel. But one thing the Seattle Seahawks have done is they have invested in that defensive line a ton. They got Leonard Williams. They just drafted Byron Murphy. Draymond Jones is playing in his more natural position on the end in a it's hard to say 3-4, 4-3. It's all going to look pretty blended at this point. But they got Jaron Reed, who's going to be a monster within this scheme. It's going to be really fun to watch. Boye Mafe has been a menace. It's going to be really fun to watch. The linebacking core, it leaves a lot to be desired at this point in time. I look forward to seeing what they can do. I tried to tell people, hey, you need to keep Bobby Wagner. People said, oh, you're crazy. New blood, new this, new that. Well, I got high hopes for you, dog, and we going to see. But in the secondary, they're going to be fantastic with Devin Witherspoon. I think Tariq Woolen had that shoulder injury last year, but he's poised to return to the upper echelon of cornerback play and to be one of the best corners in the National Football League. Devin Witherspoon is going to be an all-around great player, especially playing that nickelback role. The role Kyle Hamilton, I think, played last year. I think Kobe Bryant, not the late great, but the Kobe Bryant who moved from nickel to safety on this defense is going to have a great impact. I think that's a phenomenal move for him. Jordan Love is going to continue to be a great leader. But the San Francisco 49ers have gotten Trent Williams in the building, I believe. Reports. I can't confirm. I'm not there. I wasn't on the plane with him. I'm not seeing any Instagram updates. But I'm pretty sure they got him in the building just in time to get ready for this game. I believe if anybody else was going to come in this late into the process, I'd be like, I don't know if he's ready. But Trent Williams, at 36 years old, played the best left tackle in football, and I think that's been pretty unanimous. I think he's going to come in ready to play. I think he's going to come in ready to do his job at a high level. They got the New York Jets at home on Monday night. A-Rod's return. Again, A-Rod has not historically played well against the San Francisco 49ers. I think they're going to be able to come out of that game with a win. I know it's been a tumultuous offseason for them, but I still think they have everything that it takes. I look forward to seeing Nick Sorensen and what he can do with this defense. It's going to be consistency. It's going to be letting the pass rushers rush, the coverage cover. I think Charvarius Ward and Diamador Lenore are going to help elevate this team. Talanoa Hufanga, I love to hear that he's back. He's questionable, obviously, for week 1, but he's back in the fold. I think this is going to be a fun year for this team. Nicholas John Bosa, everybody knows, is going to have a really great year, a huge impact. Javon Hargrave is going to have to play. What are they going to do without Eric Armstead? Can the guys that they replaced him with by committee be able to replace his impact? Because his impact was much bigger than the stat sheet could ever show. And at the offensive line, this preseason, we saw what they could look like without Trent Williams. Now that he's back in the fold, are we going to see a little bit more continuity there? Are we going to see a little bit more consistency? Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Aiyuk, Ricky Purcell. Purcell just got shot, but he was in the weight room the other day, Mitchell. I respect the kid. He's getting a lot of street cred, Mitchell. He's walking in that locker room, playing 50 Cent, Many Men. Got wish death upon me. Blood in my eyes, dog, and I can't see. Like, Mitchell, you get shot, and 2 days later, I'm in the weight room. This is dedication. This is dedication. I can't wait to see it.
It's wild. Hey, Richard, it's an absolutely wild story. I mean, this guy, like you said, getting shot, coming back 2 days later, that says a lot about him, and I'm sure he gained a ton of respect in that locker room. Richard, the Richard Sherman podcast brought good fortune to the San Francisco 49ers right after we wrapped our segment last week. The big story of the offseason was Brandon Aiyuk, and we were talking about it last week. And then I think the Richard Sherman podcast might have brought some good fortune and good luck to San Francisco 49er land, because right after we wrapped, we got news that Brandon Aiyuk has signed his mega extension, which is huge. And Richard, I got a feeling, just maybe we might bring more good luck and good fortune to the folks out in San Francisco, that Trent Williams might be signing his extension right after we wrap this up as well. Richard, with that being said, with the offseason issues of Aiyuk and Trent Williams now hopefully behind San Francisco, are your worries about this team decreased? Do you think that they come out of this division victorious?
Well, my concern level without Trent Williams in the building was a 9.4, Mitchell. Very concerned. With him back in the building, with Brandon Aiyuk's situation resolved, I'm very happy for BA. He deserved every penny. He deserves what he gets. He's a tremendous teammate, tremendous guy, tremendous player. Happy for him and his family. Another guy in the fold. But again, the San Francisco 49ers are on a timer, Mitchell.
Mm-hmm.
Time's ticking. Like, it has to be now. It has to be now. It's a lot of things, a lot of tough decisions happen next year. Obviously, it started this year. They lost Eric Armstead. That was a tough decision. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you think. That's a very tough decision. The guy spent his whole career there, done a great job for this team, and now they're playing without him because it was financial. The salary cap is what it is. That cap hit was too big, and they had to move on, which is, I think, each side understood. Eric got paid in Jacksonville. But I feel really good with Trent Williams back in the building. I think he solidifies this team. I think he's an enforcer. I think he's a leader. Obviously, one of the best football players in the National Football League, and he helps this team tremendously. I feel really good about them being a 1 or 2 seed in the NFC this year. With fingers crossed, great health for the team. But, everything, this is why people love football, because anything can happen any given week. Your season could be in jeopardy. One guy sprains an ankle, and now, he's out 4 games, and we're having a whole different conversation. But I think they're going to do well. And I'm excited for BA. I'm happy for Trent, him getting his money as the best tackle. Again, I don't know how the tackle market got so far away from the receiver market. That's another question for another day. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun this season. I think it's going to be a very competitive NFC West. I do not see the Arizona Cardinals doing a lot. I'm sorry, Phoenix fans, Cardinal fans. I don't see a lot of talent on either side of the ball. Obviously, Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be fantastic, even though they can't sell his jersey yet, and he's in a lawsuit with Fanatics. That's a whole different story for a different day. But Kyler Murray, I think he's on the hot seat a bit. You got to figure out if he's going to be a franchise quarterback or not. And I think it's a legitimate question. He came in, played okay last year at times, obviously dynamic as a runner, but can they win with him? They gave him a huge weapon in Marvin Harrison Jr. Obviously, he's a rookie, but can he win? He has to show it this year, or there are going to have to be some hard conversations about moving on from him.